and welcome to today's Catholic Focus News Bulletin. I am Susan Bulemi and our sign language interpreter is Samuel Wainaina. Kicking us off is political leaders have been urged to exercise integrity and accountability in their service to the public. Speaking during the commemoration of 100 years since the death of Saint Joseph Alamano, founder of the Consolata Missionaries, Bishop Peter Kihara of the Catholic Diocese of Marsabit called on leaders to serve with sincerity and compassion. He emphasized that acts of charity should not be driven by the desire for political mileage or public recognition, but by genuine love and respect for human dignity. The bishop encouraged both leaders and the faithful to emulate Alamano's example of selfless service and dedication to those in need. Take a look.
Somewhere consoling the community. The mission is wide, and let us not only look at it at these consolatas. There are many others who are consoled what you are saying. That St. Joseph Alamano from heaven, he may continue to mold us and teach us how to console. Console genuinely, but also stand by the values and the virtues that contribute to leadership in a better way instead of the politics ya kupayuka. If we are politicians, wacha tupayuke kwa njia hii ambayo tunasema sasa, so that the country can be consoled, can be corrected, can also learn, to treasure the values and the blessings God has given us. I'm very happy. And
shift our focus to Kakamega County, whereby persons with disabilities in Kakamega are calling for the provision of suitable assistive devices to improve their mobility and dignity. During the commemoration of International Wheelchair Day, stakeholders urged leaders and donors to ensure wheelchairs distributed to beneficiaries are tailored to individual needs. Here is Nancy Kajuju with the details.
Karen Wanjera, a person living with disability, appealed to well-wishers and politicians to reconsider the type of wheelchairs they donate, noting that some devices cause strain instead of offering support.
We are going for a time for a politician being elected, and that is the time that we find that they remember us most because they come with so many wheelchair give out, not knowing that you are giving a person a wheelchair that is not appropriate. And that is something that need to stop. It needs to stop because they take advantage of that, and I think it is something that is discouraging to us as person with disability, because we know the impact. After giving me a wheelchair that is not appropriate, I know the impact that what will happen after that.
The event was led by County Executive Committee member for Social Services, Youth, Sports, Gender and Culture, Jacqueline Masicha, who oversaw the distribution of wheelchairs to residents. Masicha further noted that President William Ruto signed the Disability Act last year, requiring representation of persons with disability in all sectors. She added that the county has adopted a social protection policy to provide assistive devices, farm inputs, and social grants.
The President signed in May 2025 the Disabilities Act, and the Act requires us to ensure that PWDs are represented in all spheres of our life in the society. So this is just one of them, and it is also one of the reasons why we signed the other day the social protection policy, and it calls for us to keep supporting them. One of the things we are doing, you can see, is now the distribution of the wheelchairs. Now we also do farm inputs to them. We also give the social grants to PWDs, just to ensure that they are well taken care of and looked at.
A representative from Bethany Kids said proper mobility devices enable children to access education and participate in business activities, reducing overdependence on parents.
Having a wheelchair afforded them the opportunity to get an education, afforded their parents an opportunity to see their child flourish, and most importantly, felt less of a burden. Everybody wants to feel included in their society. We've seen that the wheelchair allows for the opportunity for people to do so much more of their potential, to meet the potential, to rise high. And sometimes it's as simple as just being able to go outside.
Reporting for Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I'm Nancy Kajuju.
And still maintaining our focus in the Western region, as concerns grow over disaster response and emergency mobility, a new initiative has been launched in Kakamega County to bridge transport gaps at the community level. PMAC International Support Services says the program will not only ease movement, but also strengthen proactive disaster preparedness. Here is our very own Sasha Elizabeth with the full details.
PMAC International Support Services has rolled out a community-based transport initiative designed to ease mobility challenges within local neighborhoods. The program links residents to reliable and affordable drivers operating within their own communities, eliminating the need to seek taxi services from distant areas.
Mtu akiwa mgonjwa mahali ama kuna shida ya dharura, wakinipigia na mimi naona behona nampigia. Sasa hiyo tunapata jinsi tutasaidia wewe, kwa sababu nitakuwa najua mahali fulani gari ya fulani ndio iko pale, pikipiki ya fulani ndio inaishi pale. Mahali fulani gari ya fulani iko pale, pikipiki ya fulani iko pale. Sasa najua hivyo kutoka huko mpaka kule ng'amba. Sasa najua magari ziko hapa, najua pikipiki zenye ziko hapa, lakini kuna wenye wanakuja.
Sio lazima iwe ni leo. Unaweza fanya early booking kama utaenda hospitali wiki ijao, mwezi ujao, tunakupangia vizuri, unalipia hizo pesa na wale wanaohusika kulipa, gari lile unachukua litakuja likuchukue vile unavyotaka. Na huduma hii inatumia, tuko na ndege, tuko na reli, tuko na kila sehemu ya transport na inafungua sectors zote.
Pius Masai and Nancy Naomi say the approach enhances safety and convenience, noting that local drivers are more familiar with road networks and terrain.
Tunaanzia huduma inaitwa Community PMAC International Alpha 10 Community Support Services. Huduma ambayo inatoka kwa community, dereva wa community anaelewa njia za community, kama gari afiki pale kuna pikipiki, na dereva wa community ni mtu anajulikana, just Google hii space yetu, tutamtuma aenda kujukue, na zile pesa unazo ama watoto wako wanazo ama watu watakusaidia, utapepa, utapeleka hospitali ile unayotaka kama ni kwa airport.
Residents have welcomed the move, saying it will bring transport services closer to home and significantly ease movement.
Anaweza kuomba tu muendelee kusaidia watu wengine ambao wana shida, hata vile nimesikia maneno ya mpango ya magari ugonjwa, nimefurahi sana, itasaidia community.
Nashikilia hii simbo lakini naona hii ni mzuri na nisaidia, na asante kwa mimi.
At the same time, the duo is calling on government ministries to strengthen disaster preparedness by adopting proactive measures instead of reacting after calamities strike.
Let's not wait until when a disaster happens is when now we start running up and down. So our stakeholders are calling up to all stakeholders. A call to all stakeholders coming up and join forces with other international organizations. We have civil societies that are working in disaster management. So we embrace all of them. This is a partnership kind of thing. It's not an individual thing. So all of us, let's come and join PMAC and help one another in uplifting the standard of our community.
Meanwhile, a disaster management expert has urged residents in flood-prone areas to relocate to safer grounds to prevent loss of life and property.
Kwa sababu ya zile mvua zinaendelea saa hizi, wananchi wajiandae, wale wanaishi sehemu za kule chini waweze kutoka pale chini watafute makazi ya pale juu.
He is also calling on the National Disaster Management Unit, the National Operations Center, and county disaster response teams to activate contingency plans and prioritize preparedness before disasters occur.
Yale mashirika ya serikali, National Disaster Management Unit, National Disaster Operations Center na county disaster teams watoke saizi activate the county contingency plans. Hakuna haja kungonjea mwananchi aanze kupepa na maji ndio msaada inakuja. Msaada ingekuwa sahihi shatoka, kwa sababu katika contingency plan ya kila county, national plan inasema wao ina mpangilio zao, county binafsi ikisaidiana na national government.
Reporting for the Catholic Focus, Capuchin TV, I am Sasha Elizabeth.
Young people have been urged to turn social media into a source of income rather than just entertainment. Speaking during a talent showcasing night at Mama Ngina University in Gatundu South, leaders encouraged students to use digital platforms to showcase talent, build brands, and create sustainable livelihoods.
We have had several performances. We started on Monday, and all this was geared towards building, creating diversity and celebrating diversity. We celebrated this through cultures, different cultures, exhibited foods, through performances, through songs, through dances, and this confirmed that indeed we are one. They need to use social media for their own benefit because technology has really advanced and technology has come for our own benefit. We usually say technology is the epitome of innovation and creativity. So they can use this to create awareness, to tell people that this is what I am and this is my talent. So through social media, many people can know that actually this is what is happening, and they can even be called to shows to perform.
Social media, sai imefanya life has become easier. Like you can be at home and you're doing like multiple tasks. It gives you like power, and with great power comes great responsibility. So it's up to you ndio ujue vile utatumia your responsibility, either in a positive way like starting a business, or in a negative way like cyberbullying na ruin other people's lives.
If you have a talent, go for it and use social media well. Post your talent. You don't know, people out there will support you. Yeah, and don't be afraid to showcase your talent.
The youth have been urged to avoid being manipulated by politicians to cause chaos during political rallies. Speaking to the press in Machakos, former Machakos gubernatorial aspirant Nzioka Waita warned that many young people are often used to incite violence. He encouraged them to reject such behavior and instead turn out in large numbers to register as voters as the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, continues its voter registration exercise.
Ni kuhimiza wanarika vijana sana sana, endeni mchukue vitambulisho, wale ambao hawana vitambulisho, na uendeni utafute katika sub-county office ya IEBC, ujiandikishe upate kura yako, na ujue kuanzia mwezi wa 3 mwezi huu, kuna mass registration, yani outreach kutoka IEBC. Tume ya uchaguzi itakuwa around kila mahali, kwa kila soko, kwa kila sub-location, wakiandikisha vijana. So tafadhalini muende. Wale ambao mnafikiri mtabadilisha serikali kwa kukaa nyumbani, nothing will happen. Endeni mchukue kura na muweke kwa mfuko na mngoje siku yenyewe ifike. Ya pili, tumeona sasa tano mbalimbali. Vijana sasa wameanza kutumiwa kuleta vurugu. Wanapewa pombe na vitu madawa haramu, mihadarati, waingie kwa mikutano, waanze cause chaos. Vijana msitumiwe. Hiyo ni you are being robbed. Your future na future vizazi vijazo inaibiwa na wanasiasa kwa sababu wanakudanganya, mulete vita, msipige kura, lakini wewe uwafanyie kazi ya kuleta vurugu. Mimi nitakwambia siasa yangu si ya siasa ya vita. I have no personal issues with any of my opponents. Hakuna siku nitaleta vijana niwaambie muende mulete vurugu kwa rally ya mtu mwingine. Kila mtu ajipange mahali yako. Ni kitu ya muhimu sana. Vijana, police round hii naona kama hawana mchezo. We don't want people dying for nothing. We don't want young people dying on behalf of politicians. That cannot happen. Mimi sitaki kijana aende ajiweke katika fujo na apigwe na serikali au apigwe na walinzi, afe na hiyo kifo, it will be a waste for nothing. Tafadhalini vijana, wekeni amani na acheni msiwekwe ndani ya hii siasa ya porojo.
And now we shift our gear to matters concerning the state of the nation. Government spokesperson Dr. Isaac Mwaura says the government has taken measures to ensure the safety of Kenyans living in the areas affected by the conflict in the Middle East. Here is Geoffrey Omare with the full report.
Dr. Mwaura has advised Kenyans in affected regions to avoid conflict zones, minimize non-essential travel, and stay in contact with the Kenyan embassies through the official hotlines provided.
At the same time, as you may be aware, already all Kenyans who are in those areas that are affected by the existing conflict in the Middle East are advised to avoid any place that there is conflict, to reduce movement, and also to take care of themselves and use the numbers that have been provided across various platforms to reach out to our embassies. The government remains very committed to ensuring the safety of all of Kenyans who are, working or studying or going about their business in the very many places that are affected, by this conflict that is now going on.
On the NADCO report, he reaffirmed the government's commitment to its implementation through a three-pillar approach involving 54 state departments, 16 legislative bills, and a possible referendum process in line with the Constitution. He added that a public progress report will be released soon.
The NADCO report, we still see some people saying that the NADCO report is not being implemented. We want to once again reiterate that we are very committed to the implementation of the NADCO report. As we had said earlier, this is for emphasis, we are using the three-pronged approach. First and foremost is there are templates for all the 54 state departments that are being implemented under each state department is headed by a principal secretary. We also have the 16 pieces of legislation, and of course, there's a question of the referendum that needs to be, dealt with, either during the general elections or any other way. So that remains to be our commitment of the 10-point agenda, and you can see that the task force is very well facilitated. The 5-man committee is very well facilitated to continue doing.
Meanwhile, the government is targeting to register over 6 million voters, 70% of them youth. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has warned against unlawful ad campaigns, emphasizing the need for free and fair elections.
It's also very important, and especially for our Gen Zs, to reiterate what the IEBC has said. We want to register over 6 million Kenyans, and this is very, very important, so that 70% of this being the youth. The government is very key in ensuring that we provide the requisite resources to the IEBC. To state is that the commission, the IEBC, will take firm and lawful action against individual or groups engaging in premature national campaigns outside legally stipulated areas. In accordance with the Elections Act and related regulations, credible elections remain the cornerstone of our democracy.
In health, the Ministry of Health has rolled out lenacapavir, a long-acting HIV prevention injection, to be offered free of charge starting March 2026 in 15 high-burden counties.
It's also true that now we have an active HIV prevention injection. It's very interesting for many people. So Kenya continues to lead in the continent in advancing innovative public health solutions, and the Ministry of Health has introduced lenacapavir. I don't know how you pronounce this one. Lenacapavir. Okay, pre-exposure prophylaxis for HIV prevention. While open public discourse as a vaccine, or short, it is not a traditional vaccine. It is a highly effective injectable administered twice annually. This intervention reduces the risk of HIV acquisition by more than 99.9% when properly administered. But this is not to call for people to go into rampage just because now they cannot get infected by HIV and AIDS.
The government has also confirmed the termination of the PPP deal on the upgrade of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, with a new state-led expansion plan set to begin this year.
This issue of JKA upgrade, we need to clarify as follows. The government wishes to clarify reports regarding a purported fresh PPP deal involving the Adani Group for the upgrade of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. The proposed public-private partnership agreement has been formally terminated. The government, through the Kenya Airports Authority, confirmed this position in court on 24th of February 2026. So I think let us not have, people trying to create propaganda. The government is now advancing a sovereign, listen to this, a sovereign integrated JKA master plan. The project includes the development of a new passenger terminal, construction of a second runway, expansion of the airfield, and the development of an airport city. Construction is scheduled to commence this year.
Reporting for Catholic Focus Capuchin TV, my name is Geoffrey Omare.
And that report from Geoffrey Omare brings us to the end of today's Catholic Focus News Bulletin. Great appreciation to the entire production team, starting with Martin, Nancy, Eric, and Kitavi for making this production a success. I am Susan Bulemi, and with me on the sign language interpretation desk has been Samuel Wenaina. Until next time, stay safe, be blessed, and keep it Capuchin TV.
Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel.